Ladies and gents, I'm the one and only DJ Storms. I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the channel on YouTube.com. A rare Tuesday stream for me, as it is indeed Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. Final day of May before we head into June. It is fucking ridiculous how quickly this year has been flying by. I almost feel like I haven't really gotten a chance to breathe and take it in. But regardless, the Summer of Storms kickoff tour is certainly starting off in a big way. This is the fourth stream in a row that I've done this weekend, and I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, many of you are back at work today. I certainly was, and I don't fucking want to be, but lo and behold, we got to fucking make money and shit. This is the official rundown for WWE Hell in a Cell 2022, which, of course, is streaming live on the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the fucking gutter. This Sunday, I see your eyes wandering over there. Yeah, I see you with the fucking rock eyebrow over there. Keep your mind clean, brother, okay? This Sunday, June 5th, with the pre-show starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it's in Chicago, Illinois. I fully expect some CM Punk chants, especially considering what happened back on Sunday. Congratulations to CM Punk, new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But we got a 7-match card to go over, potential 7-match card. The 7th match is not exactly confirmed, but I assume it will be confirmed at least by Friday. Lo and behold, they'll probably add another match on Friday. But regardless, it's 6 confirmed matches now, 7 potential matches on the card. And with me today, man, that is a loyal member of the DJ Storms Posse, fellow Jersey brethren, a lifelong wrestling fan, great guy, good friend of mine. He is the creator of PWP Nation. Visit the website, follow the Twitter at PWP Nation, both on Twitter and Instagram. Look it up on the Google. Please help me welcome to the channel, back once again, Mr. Jay Alletto. How you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic, man. Thanks for having me back. And I wanted to make sure I wore this shirt to kind of document the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time, of course, was Ryback versus CM Punk, the new AEW champion.
Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, if we're talking about the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time, we got to talk about The Fiend versus Seth Rollins a couple years ago. I mean, that match was a fucking classic. That match was a 5-star fucking classic if I've ever seen one, man.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to before we jump into this, I wanted to also mention, to add to my little credentials here, is that I am a active referee in the wrestling business. So I've been refereeing at GTS Wrestling for the past few weeks. And if you are interested in booking me to be your referee, I'm not traveling far. I might be able to do it in New Jersey on the weekends. Hit me up on Twitter at Alletto or at PWP Nation. Yes, my personal Twitter account is back, DJ Storms. I have been unbanned.
Mine, baby. I got unbanned. DJS back.
Yes, thankfully, because we were unlawfully banned for saying stuff that Twitter deems isn't nice or whatever. But that is all coming to an end. We're back. F Twitter. I'm done. And I'm done with the drama. I'm done with the BS.
Too. He's awesome.
Yeah. Elon Musk rules. I'm done with the drama BS. I'm not arguing with people about anything outside of wrestling ever again. And if they want to talk about wrestling, if it gets to the point where it's like becomes personal, I'm done with the conversation. You're getting the mute. You're not even getting the block. I have 0 people blocked right now, DJ Storms, and that's a big change from the way it's been. But thanks for having me back in the show, man. I'm ready to talk about Hell in a Cell, Rage in a Cage. This is what I was going to try to say, and I got
tongue twisted. Shout out to Grim, food in the fridge.
Yeah, food in the fridge. Kennel from Hell. Remember that with Big Boss Man and Al Snow, where it was like a cage inside of a cell? Dude. I mean, come on, bro.
Dogs pumping each other in that kennel?
Dude, they were shitting all over the floor. They were pissing on the ring steps. They didn't have trained dogs. Al Snow and Boss Man had this great feud over, Al Snow traded in the head. He got a little chihuahua named Pepper. And then what happened was he would talk to the chihuahua. Al Snow would talk to the chihuahua. They understood each other. Big Boss Man stole the chihuahua and then wanted to invite Al Snow over for a nice dinner. He was going to apologize to Al Snow for stealing the Chihuahua. And Big Boss Man told Al Snow that you're actually eating in this nice dinner your Chihuahua Pepper. And that led to the epic Kennel from Hell match between Al Snow and Big Boss Man. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. That would absolutely be a hell of a lot more entertaining than this show, perhaps. But also, you said you had 0 people blocked. That's actually quite the opposite from what I have. I have over 3,700.
Ooh. Well, I was up there, dude. I was up in the over like 500 type of range, and I unblocked everybody in one swoop. I unblocked everyone. I let the floodgates open. It's remarkable how many people have me blocked, though, and I know you have the same thing. It's remarkable.
Oh, yeah.
When I see some of the names out there that have me blocked, like Mark Sterling, what are you blocking me for, bro? What is that guy blocking?
He probably heard you
hitting
on him on the Revolution Rundown, which was back on March 6th earlier this year. That was your last appearance, and maybe he heard the shit that you said about him. Maybe he's not a fan of you.
Maybe it's probably something to do with me saying something.
People absolutely fucking watch me.
Yeah, and it's also has something to do with people in the cancel culture type thing, right? Like if you have any opinion that doesn't align, they're going to block you. They're going to, if it's a political opinion, whatever, they're done with you sometimes. So it's like, I don't like to judge everybody based on their politics and stuff like that, right? You want to base people on their character. And that's why I like you, bro, because you have a good character and not a lot of people do. I mean, it's becoming few and far between nowadays. And, but I think there's a lot of great characters on Hell in a Cell this year.
Well, we'll have to see what Hell in a Cell actually produces, but I greatly appreciate the kind words, and might I also say that you got an excellent character yourself. You're a great dude, and you're a very knowledgeable individual, both in and out of the wrestling community, and I do hope that you get more of those referee bookings, but we got Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell 2022. We were talking about this before the stream actually went live. It's more of a Raw pay-per-view. Don't necessarily know why, but I kind of have a theory. And I'm not even going to say that Roman Reigns is out. I'm just going to throw it out there. SmackDown's roster fucking sucks. SmackDown's roster fucking sucks. The only SmackDown match that I could actually see being on the show, if they want to book it, would be Ricochet versus Gunther, as they call it, for the Intercontinental Championship, which if they book that, I think that would be a great match. I think that would be an excellent match if they decide to book that. But outside of that, there's really no matches to be booked on the Hell in a Cell card from SmackDown, mainly because there's legitimately nothing going on SmackDown. SmackDown is a complete fucking waste of time. Same shit every week. It has no fucking roster. And Ronda Rousey may not even be on the fucking show, considering what happened with Sasha and Naomi and how they wanted to have Sasha put over Ronda Rousey. I actually think she's done. She's done. I think that we could very well see Mercedes by the fall in AEW. I have a feeling. I don't know why. I have that gut feeling. But regardless, listen, the card on paper, it doesn't look terrible. I'm not going to sit here and say it looks horrible. We could get some decent wrestling on the show. And look, I hope we do. The WrestleMania Backlash card, that was actually a shitty looking card, but it ended up turning out to be a pretty decent wrestling show. Got a very good main event with the Bloodline, Drew McIntyre and RK Bro, Cody and Rollins, excellent fucking match. Styles and Edge had a better match than they had at WrestleMania. Even Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair had a decent little brawl for an I Quit match. Now, we could get the same thing, but it's the same shit with the build. It's the same shit with everything that goes into this pay-per-view, or the lack thereof things that go into this pay-per-view. Like every WWE pay-per-view, lackluster build, minimal effort because, hey, we're WWE. They're going to watch anyway. All this other bullshit. We're getting $1 billion in revenue each quarter. All this garbage that they want to tout, when in reality, their product just continues to get worse and worse and worse, dude. I really don't give a shit. I'm even covering NXT in your house on Saturday. And again, I've said this numerous amounts of times, and I believe I've said this to you. The only reason why I do this is because I feel as though I'd be letting people down if I don't cover this. Because I've had people come up to me and say, I don't watch WWE anymore. You are my eyes and ears, DJ. I feel as though I'm obligated to cover it because I don't want to let them down. I don't get paid a dime for this, but I feel like I'd be letting them down. That's the only reason why I cover this. Could be a decent show. terms of wrestling.
Well, let me touch on that real quick. The point you just made about, watching and covering, right? Like, so I did that for a lot of years with pwpnation.com from 2012 until, we kind of fell apart around the pandemic start. And, I still post every once in a while. It's still my site. It's still up, whatever. I might ramp it up again. Who knows? But anyway, my point is, at a certain points in time when I was covering wrestling, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I'm going to watch anyway, right? Like, I'm definitely going to watch Raw. I'm going to watch SmackDown. I'm going to be watching these shows. So at a certain point, I was like, why not try to just cover this on like live on Twitter and just see what happens, right? And before you know it, you start gaining a fan base, and that's what you've done, right? So, and you don't want to let those people down. But at the end of the day, if this starts, you're going to be watching anyway, right? So if this becomes a hassle, or if it's not really something that you enjoy doing and it's not fun anymore, don't fucking do it. Don't worry about those people. I know you want to be nice to the people that watch and shit, but at the end of the day, it's all about you and what you want to do with your time and how it's going to be best for you, your family, how you're going to make money, and ultimately use your time to your biggest advantage. So that's just a word of advice: is if it's not fun anymore, because I know it's fun for you now, bro. I could tell by the first 30 seconds of the podcast that you're about to have a good time. You like it, you enjoy it, and I like it too. I like it
entertaining, and WWE sucks. Yeah. I make it entertaining.
Yeah, dude, there you go, man. And like, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to watch anyway, if you're going to watch, cover the show, right? Cover the show if you're going to watch, but don't feel obligated to these people, bro. I love everybody out there. I think wrestling fans ultimately are great people, but at the end of the day, you can't be accountable to them. You got to be accountable to you and you only. So if that time comes where you're like, fuck this, I don't want to cover this shit anymore, I just want to watch it as a fan, like I've been doing for the most part for the last couple of years, it's a beautiful thing too, man. It takes that little bit of stress away from you, but you're having fun, bro. Right? You're enjoying it. So that's all that matters.
This is kind of a form of therapy for me. It's helped me deal with a lot of the fucking pressures of growing up and, getting a real full-time job. And I know for a fact that once I get married, I'm going to be starting a family, and I got a little DJ Storms running around. I am going to be shutting this down. I will have no time for this shit. I'm actually planning on, working out a little bit more, trying to work on the upper body a little bit more, and that's definitely going to take up some more of my time. I don't even cover NXT or NXT UK on the shows anymore, just because of how bad NXT and NXT UK have become. And there's some great talent on that show, but I just can't fucking do it. I've stopped covering it. That's why I'm going to work out on Tuesdays during the show. That's why I'm doing this right now. NXT is about to start in 15 minutes. I could not give a single fuck. We're talking about it on the show just because we have to do this. And at the end of the day, NXT, it just sucks. It sucks. It's unicorn semen show. I agree
with that, bro. I agree with you there, man. I haven't watched that show in a long time. I'll tune into the takeovers, I'll tune into that shit. But dude, that show is abysmal compared to what it used to be. I used to love NXT. I just today posted on Twitter the Sasha Banks Io Shirai match from 2 summers ago, I think it was, or maybe it was last summer.
No,
2 summers ago. 2 summers ago. What a match that was, bro. Holy crap. What an amazing match. And NXT actually beat AEW in the ratings that night. And it just shows you how far that show has fallen, right? Like that show has fallen off the map compared to where it used to be, bro. It sucks.
It's envy. It's all envy stemming from Vince McMahon constantly getting upstage. And AEW, that just speeded up the process of Vince McMahon's envy. Who knows how long Triple H would have lasted even if AEW never came around.
Yeah, and these aren't uncharted waters for Vince McMahon, though. A lot of people need to give this guy a little more credit for the way he's handling, the way he handled Cody Rhodes, the way he's going to handle future AEW people who jump over. Damn sure he's got his eye on Jon Moxley.
He can't fuck over Cody Rhodes. He can't fuck him up.
No.
Because if he fucks him up, then no one's coming over. Nobody.
And I'm sure we're going to talk a bit more about Cody in a little bit, but what they're doing with Cody is phenomenal, and we'll get into that. Perfect. Unbelievable. But
yeah, he's absolutely main eventing the show, dude. But again, they can't afford to fuck up Cody, because if they fuck up Cody, then no one's coming over. But even if Cody's being treated well now, I just have a feeling the more AEW stars come over, which I don't think it's going to start off as much, maybe MJF, depending on where his head's at, because reportedly a sit-down is scheduled for MJF and Tony Khan, so that could very well determine the future of MJF and AEW. We'll see what happens there, but MJF really acting like he's acting like an impatient prick. Like, the money's going to come for him, and he's going to get his world title, and he's going to get that pay boost. Just got to be patient. You got to be a part of the long-term vision that Tony Khan has for AEW. You got to understand what he's doing. He's a smart businessman as well as a great producer and booker and a promoter. So you have to understand where he's coming from. Plus, they're going to have their right fees get boosted up. The copyright fees are getting boosted up, and they're going to get an easy $135 million from that. So Tony Khan would absolutely boost MJF's paycheck. Got to wait.
Yeah, and also you got to understand too that in the wrestling business, a lot of the stuff that happens behind the scenes we'll never know about, right? Broken promises, change of direction. It's known now. Joey Janela just had an interview the other day with oh, I'm so sorry, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Chris Van Vliet. Yeah. And he's a good interviewer. Yeah, he's a good interviewer, and Joey Janela actually talked about how there was a lack of communication. Like, he stopped hearing from AEW. Like, as the wrestler, you're going to want to hear from the bookers, and you're going to want to hear from the agents, and of course the owner when you can. And Janela literally said in this interview, like, yo, they were not talking to me. I was off the radar. And perhaps this same kind of philosophy went into MJF. They weren't like opening up communications about his contract, perhaps some broken promises or changes of direction, because I know we talked about it a couple of months ago, right? We were both kind of the belief that MJF was going to become the champion after Adam Page. I thought so anyway. I thought maybe they were built to that and make MJF the champion before it went to CM Punk or something. But ultimately,
he was
at the end of the day,
regardless, Punk is holding that title specifically for MJF. But if MJF is gone, then MJF's out of the picture. I could see Adam Cole being the one to take that title off of Punk. Yeah.
You would think, right? If MJF is gone, but that again is dude, if they can sit at the table and work this out, that would have to be, put in writing, told the MJF, like, this is what's going to happen, man. And then you're going to have this kind of contract once you get the ball. And I think they should work it out. Honestly, I wouldn't like to see him go to WWE right now.
No, absolutely. One of the main things with AEW, outside of the fact that there's not enough hours of television time for the talent, Rampage definitely needs to be 2 hours, and we could definitely use a 5 to 10 minute overstretch of Dynamite. Outside of that, obviously, we should get a little bit better communication backstage. I think that Tony Khan could definitely benefit from some people who are second, third, and fourth in command underneath him that can do all the things and communicate with individuals, and those individuals can relay shit back to him, and then he can get in contact with the talent themselves. Absolutely. That would absolutely be a scenario where he could benefit from. But this isn't an AEW podcast or video cast. Regardless of that, we got a little sidetracked there, but we got Hell in a Cell on Sunday. We're going to get into the matches in just a little bit. First things first, I'm going to throw it back over to you. Where can we find you on social media?
At Jay Alletto, that's JayALletto, Jay Alletto, and also PWP Nation, as always, on all social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, pwpnation.com, GTS Wrestling. You can find me as a referee over there at GTS Wrestling on YouTube as well. And that's about it, man. I got an eBay store, PWP Nation on eBay. We're selling thousands of dollars worth of cards, sports cards, and wrestling memorabilia per year. We're doing things over here. We got things going on, bro.
Very nice. Check out the PWP Nation YouTube channel and website. The links are in the description. And follow Jay Alletto on all platforms, social media, of course, in the description. As far as I go, you can follow me on social media, on Twitter and the Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS, because that's all I fucking do is make history. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram add me on Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email at my email, which is StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, which Jay Alletto is an original member of, and I may just send you an invite. I sound like fucking Becky Lynch. Welcome to the big time.
Dude.
I sound like Becky and Sheamus combined. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I might send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all those links are in the description, as well as the link for the rewind for AEW Double or Nothing rewind. That was that was yesterday, actually, at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Did I put it in there? Yeah, I did put it in there. The rewind for Double or Nothing 2022. I flew solo, and I reviewed what was an excellent pay-per-view on Sunday night. Not better than Revolution. Revolution was still their best show, but still a very good show. Flaws, here and there, but we did get an overall excellent show. The AEW pay-per-views usually always deliver. Go check that out. If you missed it, the link is in the description. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, we're almost 20 fucking minutes into the stream. If you haven't liked the video, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. When you come on in, you like the fucking video, and on top of that, you share out the stream on all platforms of social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever social media platforms that you may use. Share it out and let everyone know that DJ Storms and Jay Alletto are live on YouTube.com. Of course, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. And hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. Earl Cole, this is your favorite part of the show coming up. The reason why you need to hit that notifications bell is because you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube because it's the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination, this beautiful mustache right here. Give me a second. This is Earl Cole's favorite part of the stream because I'm going to light it up right here on YouTube with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like Campbell's soup, I'm so good. You already know everybody wants pieces of Storms Meister. I don't even need to go over it anymore. Anyway, I'm stroking my own ego too much, and I got an ego as big as the Grand Canyon. We're going to get into the matches here. I'm actually going to throw this one over to you first. This match was announced, and I expected this. I would have put this match inside Hell in a Cell, but it looks like there's only going to be one Hell in a Cell on Sunday's card, which I'm not complaining about. It makes the structure, it makes the match itself feel a little bit more special. But this match, which I believe could kick off the show, they wanted to. The Judgment Day. Ed, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. They're taking on AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. I'm going to hand this one over to you first, Jay. Give me your expertise analysis and your prediction on this six-person tag team match.
Yeah, I mean, Judgment Day goes over, right? I mean, the whole feud is built around Judgment Day, so they're definitely going to go over here. Edge is going on the run of a lifetime. I never thought he would be this involved in the show. I just didn't see it coming, and he's just rejuvenated, man. He's a, the clock has turned back 15 years for this guy, and it's great seeing him seemingly happy, having a bit of creative control over what he's doing and his character, and also getting over Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley in a big way, just their association with, yeah, absolutely. They were stuck on, neutral for a long time, both of them coming out of NXT. I mean, Damian Priest probably had the biggest spot between the two of them at WrestleMania working with Bad Bunny, right? And like from there, they both, from that WrestleMania, whenever that was, they both kind of spiraled out of control a little bit. Yeah, man. And they both kind of spiraled out, and you didn't really know what they were doing. They had no direction. Nothing was really happening. Good matches. Yeah, good matches are always a guarantee.
Yeah, he had a solid reign as United States champion, but they did not do anything with him like at the beginning of the year. As soon as 2022 started, like he really fell off the rails.
For sure, dude. And also you see Edge continues to tease more members of this faction, which is interesting because could it be somebody in the opposing team, the kind of makeshift team of AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan? Like they're making AJ Styles and Finn Balor go back to their like two sweet roots with Bullet Club, kind of just to make the trio seem cool. But really, there's really nothing there, and I wouldn't doubt that might be their next program is AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. At some point in the future. I'm not saying that Finn Balor is going to join the Judgment Day, even though that would probably be a very nice shakeup to his character, right? That would shake things up for him. But I think this feud is even Liv Morgan, right? Even Liv Morgan might join in a sense. I think Edge has been teasing that. Something needs to change here. Yeah, I don't think AJ Styles would fit with them. I mean,
unless they do a Randy Orton scenario where Randy Orton joined the Wyatt family only to get closer to Bray Wyatt to inevitably, strike like the Viper that he is, that could be a route that AJ Styles takes, and we can inevitably get the big payoff with AJ defeating Edge. It's a possibility, but I don't think that either of these individuals are going to be joining the Judgment Day here. I think we could get a completely new member, not in the match. Ciampa is heavily rumored. I really do believe that Edge is probably pitching Ciampa, especially considering he's been in the middle of nothing lately. Dominic Dijakovic, I want to say him, but I mean, He was a part of that 24/7 title fiasco last night on Monday Night Raw. I can absolutely see him getting fucking chopped by Mr. My name is Mr. John Laurinaitis. I am the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and the creator of People Power. I can see.
Don't forget, I'm also a dynamic dude. I was a dynamic dude with Shane
This
Douglas.
is crazy,
in the 80s.
dude.
Yeah, we were dynamic. We rode skateboards to the ring. We were cool.
Fucking dork. Swear to God. But I can absolutely see T-Bar getting chopped. Unfortunately, I don't want it to happen. He's great at what he fucking does. He put on a Match of the Year candidate with Keith Lee a few years ago at TakeOver.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love what Dijakovic was doing. I really do hope he doesn't get chopped. I would love to see him. Ciampa could absolutely be on his own. I'd love to see Ciampa as a babyface versus taking on Austin Theory. Or excuse me, Theory. Kinetic theory. Socialist theory. The behaviorist theory. The Big Bang theory. What kind of fucking theory? Austin Theory. I would like to see Ciampa as a babyface take on Austin Theory for the United States Championship, but it doesn't look like that's happening. I think I'm just going to go with the safe route here. I think we do see Ciampa. I don't want to say the Judgment Day goes over here, and the only reason why is because Styles, Balor, and Liv haven't really been given anything. Judgment Day has essentially been handing them their asses. Styles lost.
Liv won on Raw, though.
Yeah, that was legitimately the only time that they won, and they stood tall. So that only means that Judgment Day is going over. But for 90, 95, 96% of this feud, Judgment Day has literally been handing them their ass. Priest has been beating Balor. Edge has been beating Styles. Priest and Liv Morgan, or Priest and Rhea beat Liv Morgan and AJ Styles in a mixed tag team match 2 weeks ago. They've legitimately been handing them their ass. So I would think that based on the Go Home Show segment, that Judgment Day does go over, and I think I'm going to go with the safe route. I think we do see Ciampa inevitably join the Judgment Day, and that's going to be the quartet that is going to lead Monday Night Raw into the summer, and we could inevitably be looking at, I don't know if this is the plan. Randy Orton versus Roman is currently rumored for SummerSlam, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Orton's back injuries, it's going to keep him out for the entire summer. I don't see him coming back until at least the fall, just because of the fact that his back injury is rumored to be serious. I don't know how serious, but I think he'll just need a couple months to recuperate. We'll see what happens there. But if that match don't take place, I can absolutely see Cody versus Roman there. But if Randy Orton is good to go at SummerSlam, I can absolutely see Edge versus Cody at SummerSlam. And that's going to be
I agree.
a funny match for Cody.
Yeah, I agree 100% because the feud with Rollins, I'm sure we'll talk about in a few minutes, that's coming up to an end. I mean, the Hell in a Cell ends it.
Yes.
And Edge is going to need something to do. I was thinking Edge versus Cody as well. And also you got to think that eventually Edge with this stable, hopefully this faction, that they stick with it, right? Because it's getting over. You just have to be creative. I was almost thinking like perhaps this is going to sound a little off the rails, but I think I tweeted this, like, why not bring back The Undertaker as a heel? It's just like for like a one shot and be like somebody to help Edge get to the title or something, like, you know, a callback to the Ministry of Darkness type thing. That would be awesome. Or like the higher power. Like I'm a mark for the old school days, right? Like I would think that there'd be a really cool long-term storytelling if you brought The Undertaker back in a non-wrestling role to be a heel. That would be able to, if
they do that in a managerial role, that wouldn't be bad at all. I think they could. Awesome. Yeah, they could get creative with that idea, but
it could be that guy. It could be that guy that was in the ring at Hall of Fame, like Mark Calloway, like that kind of dude, who like is himself and he's just a scumbag now. I think that would be dope.
You show up with the biker outfit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm calling the safe route. Ciampa absolutely will join the Judgment Day after what happened on Monday Night Raw, and Judgment Day gets the win here. I believe Ciampa joining would absolutely help Damian Priest and Ciampa, as it would add another tag team to the mix, and Edge can be the singles guy. Because Lord fucking knows they fucking need tag teams. They really.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, they need
terrible tag teams. I kept thinking that they were gonna do Edge and Priest against RK Bro. I thought that was gonna be something they would build.
That would have been great. Would have been a great fucking match. But no, I think that Ciampa and Priest would work out better with Edge as a singles guy, since Edge is he's the main attraction as the singles guy. And after Judgment Day is inevitably over, then we can get Damian Priest and Ciampa as singles acts. But yeah, we're Judgment Day across the board here.
Yeah, I like it.
Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. Listen. I have been very vocal about how I respect Ezekiel and how he's gotten better in the ring. Ezekiel, whatever the fuck you want to call him, a couple years back, he was not good in the fucking ring. He was very, very sloppy, very, very green, very generic. I'm watching him more and more, and I can clearly see that he really is getting better. He's pulling out new moves, stalling brainbuster, stinger splashes, rising knees, and spine busters, electric chair power bombs. So I respect that he's getting better. That is something that I like to see. But holy shit, dude, this character is just so one-dimensional. What fucking reason are we to care about Ezekiel? Oh, he's Elias's younger brother. Okay, what else is he? What else? You need to give us something of substance. You're just giving us fucking bread with no cold cuts in the middle. Seriously. There's a meme going around on social media with Ezekiel, and I actually put it out there. There's this meme going around. Oh, Ezekiel's the type of guy that wouldn't fake throw a ball with his dog because he doesn't want to break his trust. Or Ezekiel's the type of guy that would make the hotel bed before he checks out. Bring that shit to television. Make him a stand-up guy. Give me something of substance. Give me something in which I can fucking sink my teeth into. Because this shit with Ezekiel, it's not working. It's fucking hollow. There's nothing to it. Now, the match with Owens could be decent. Ezekiel with him getting better in the ring and Owens being a fantastic performer, we could get a decent match out of it. But at the end of the fucking day, why should we care? Ezekiel needs some actual fucking character development. He's got a great look. He got in good shape. He looks in great shape. He got in better shape. He got better in the ring. So you got two out of the three. You need a better fucking character. What the fuck is Ezekiel? He's nothing but Elias's younger brother with Macho Man Randy Savage tights. That's it.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting. I hope they real quick. Let me just jump in. I hope they have like Ezekiel wig and beard. I mean, an Elias wig and beard ready so he can come out as Elias. You know, like they should have taken the time now to make an exact replica, wig and fake beard. So like you could really screw with Kevin Owens, right? Have him come out as Elias and sing a song and just be that character again. Cause it was all scarves and stuff anyway. You put him in the gimmick and he's that guy again. I think that would be really funny kind of nod. And then he like goes backstage and, Kevin Owens is like, where are you going, Elias? What's going on? And then Ezekiel comes out, he like gets out of the fucking fake stuff real quick. And I don't know. I'm just saying like they can do stuff with it if they're as creative as they can be, right? Vince McMahon and the crew there, they can be super creative. I don't mind the storyline. I like the fact that Kevin Owens has something to do that's very low on the totem pole compared to where he was at WrestleMania. I think that's sometimes important for wrestlers when you're at the main event against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Where else do you go, right? So they gave him something kind of wacky to do, which brings you back to how good Kevin Owens is. Right now, we're able to see him on the mic and do his thing. But at the end of the day, dude, I think Ezekiel wins this match. I think he goes over Kevin Owens. And I just hope they get more creative with the angle. I'm pretty much, echoing what you were saying, bro. They're just not being creative enough with what this Ezekiel guy is. Put him out there in a fucking Elias wig and beard and have him do an Elias thing and screw with the fans and screw Kevin Owens. I think that would be pretty funny.
I would actually just give him an entirely different character. You can keep him a babyface, but just give him an entirely different babyface character. I'm going to put this out there, dude. I've said Kevin Owens needs to be a babyface. Heel Kevin Owens has really run its course. Owens has not had enough time as a babyface to showcase to us what he can really do. Kevin Owens as a babyface would absolutely be a much better role for him. If you want to put him lower on the totem pole, put him against Theory for the United States Championship. Make that title feel important. Theory and Owens for the U.S. Championship, you give them time. That'll certainly make the title feel important. That would be a great SummerSlam match. We need Owens away from this shit. Turn him babyface. Have him dabble in that for a little bit because he's been a heel for the majority of his time. He's only been a babyface about, I would say in total, how long has he been on the main roster? 7 years? He's only been a babyface about 2 years of his run, with 5 years being a heel. Make him a babyface. Make him a babyface, and let's see what he can do. Elias,
perhaps.
Ezekiel, yeah, move him away from this. You can do the same thing with Ezekiel. Make him a stand-up babyface, and you can put him in the ring against Austin Theory. You can get a little decent match out of that, but the character of Ezekiel being Elias's younger brother, it just has such a small fucking ceiling. It's already hit its ceiling, dude. It's already hit its ceiling. I don't know who wins this. It could swing either way. Ezekiel's been developing a nice win streak for himself, but I don't know. I want to say Owens. I want to say Owens only because Ezekiel stood tall on the go-home show. I want to say Owens, but I don't know, dude. I really don't know. I'm probably just going to stick with Owens for now. I'm probably going to stick with Owens for now only because Ezekiel stood tall on the go-home show.
I think they're dead set on getting this guy over, Ezekiel, eventually, and also Madcap Moss, the same kind of guy on both shows, right? You have like these two kind of parallel characters that are both like these jacked up, like hopeful future main event guys, and you just have to somehow figure out how to get them there. Right now, they are so far away from that spot, though.
Ice cold.
Yeah, cold as ice. But yeah, Ezekiel, I think they're going to continue building momentum with him and try to get it to fall into place somehow. You've already put so many years into this guy. I hope they do a callback. I hope they like literally dress him up as Elias and screw with Kevin Owens. That's all I hope. Give me that, and then end the feud. I'll be happy with that.
I just want some fucking character development that's not, hi, I am Elias's younger brother. That's all I fucking want.
I hear you. Yeah, totally.
We actually got a differing opinion there, so we'll see what happens there. We're probably going to have to put a little bit of money on that one. Mustafa Ali versus Austin Theory. Not Theory, Austin. It's so fucking stupid to cut his name. It really is. You know what that is? That's like cutting Randy Orton's name. Instead of Randy Orton, he's just called Orton. So fucking stupid. Really.
Yeah, it works sometimes, right? It worked with Rusev. Like that's pretty much the only
one.
It worked with Rusev.
Cesaro, it worked.
Cesaro.
That was fine.
A few times it works when it's a really unique name, but a name like Theory, that's not even a name. Like who's named Theory? And also, like maybe just give him a different first name, perhaps. Like I don't know, dude. I'm with you on that though. The name Theory, that's so stupid. I can't stand
that's
that.
Why I make fun of it. Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
Social
and he's still.
theory.
And his finisher is A-Town down. Like what do you think A comes from? A-Town. Like
exactly.
is he from a town that starts with A, or is that a call to the name Austin? I don't know.
Exactly. So he's not named Austin Theory, but he's got the letter of his first name technically in his finisher. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's silly.
But
yeah, go ahead. So who do you got in this one?
This one's also a toss-up. I'm going to put it out there. This one's actually also a toss-up because of the fact that it's this and Kevin Owens and Ezekiel that are perhaps the two most unpredictable matches on the show, ironically. But I want to say Theory only because of the fact that, dude, they're just burying Mustafa Ali. They really are. They're just burying him, and they're just treating him like a piece of shit after he threatened to leave, and they didn't give him his release. They brought him back to simply be a fall guy for Austin Theory. They brought him back specifically to get Austin Theory over because legitimately they have nobody else. That's why I pitched the idea of Kevin Owens becoming a babyface, Ciampa being a babyface. Build up these guys and have them mix it up with Theory. That's the type of match that is going to help get Theory over as the U.S. champion because right now Theory as the U.S. champion, the title's dead. The title's absolutely dead in the water right now. But the match should be decent. Again, just like Owens and Ezekiel, the match could be decent. The card on paper doesn't look horrible, like I said, but again, it's just very hard for me to care just because of what they've done with Ali and how poorly they've been treating him. Now, I am going to go on record, and I would say that there's no way that Ali's going to become the champion, but if he does, it's going to be a very short title reign, dude. I'm actually shocked that Ricochet has lasted this long with the Intercontinental Championship. He's almost at 100 days, dude. He's almost at 100 days with the Intercontinental Championship. I'm shocked at that. That fucking shocked the shit out of me. But as far as Ali goes, if Ali wins this championship, it's going to be a very short title reign. He'll lose it right back to Theory either on a Monday Night Raw or if he's lucky, he'll hold it till Money in the Bank. If he's even luckier, he'll hold it till SummerSlam, but he is not making it through the summer with that championship should he win it. And I don't believe he's going to win it at all, but they could very well put it on Ali just for the fucking hell of it. I don't fucking know, but I got Austin Theory in this one to retain the United States Championship. Ball's in your court.
I'm with you, man. I think Austin Theory wins. I think there might even be some, fuckery that happens where Mustafa Ali gets a win and then they reverse the decision and restart the match. They'll come up with something to screw Mustafa Ali over, but I think Austin Theory wins. And I think eventually you're going to have, I'm going to be honest, I just thought of this right now. I think if Ezekiel continues, right, like I know you're not a fan of it, but I wouldn't be against him versus
I didn't say I'm not a fan.
Theory.
I'm a fan of the fact that his character is one-dimensional. He's gotten a lot better in the ring. All he is just a decent wrestler. That's it.
Right. No. Exactly. With that character, though, like if you put Austin Theory against that character, that he's Elias's brother and Austin Theory kind of takes that on, and then you kind of get Vince involved in that maybe. And there could be if you get Vince involved in that, there might be some entertaining segments with Ezekiel / Elias and Vince. I don't know. I'm just thinking like if you're going to go with that character, Ezekiel, you got to go with it. You got to commit. And like I mentioned, they see him potentially as a future like main player. Obviously, he's jacked. He's getting a lot better in the ring. It's a completely different character, right? Like you said, one-dimensional, but perhaps that changes with time. I think Austin Theory wins. They're going to move on from Mustafa Ali, right? He'll be in the 24/7 championship race soon, I think, sooner than later.
On the budget
I don't think that too. Yeah, I don't think they care about him at all. I think they just brought him back to make a mockery out of him, to clown him on TV, and also to get their money's worth out of the guy, right? He's got a contract, he's getting paid, use him. But Austin Theory wins. I think there's going to be some screw job stuff going on, and I think maybe you can take those two feuds, you separate them, and you put hey, what's up, Courtney? You put
she's a good chick. She's a very cool chick. I met her from Top Rope Squishies chat. Shout out there. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm doing a rundown. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm doing a rundown for NXT in your house on Thursday evening at 7:30. I hope you'll join the chat for that, brother. But I think I may invade Squishy's chat while I'm live on YouTube. Well, let's Squishy know, Courtney. I think I may just invade Squishy's chat on Thursday while I stream live, just for the fucking hell of it. But regardless, Jay, please continue.
No, I was just saying you separate those two feuds, you finish them both off. Austin Theory and Ezekiel, you put them together, and that's your next U.S. title feud. I don't know. I think it makes sense on paper, but yeah, let's go with Austin Theory in this one.
Here's a question, though. We all know where Mustafa Ali's going, right to the budget cut list. Where's Theory going? Who can you see him dropping that title to, and when? Obviously, I think he's going to hold it for a solid fucking year because they're high on him. But I don't know who does he drop it to?
I agree, dude. I don't see anyone, nobody in the foreseeable future on Raw that I watched Raw last night. I've been up to date on the roster. I don't see anybody, right? Like you could put him in a feud with Finn Balor, AJ Styles, been there, done that. You don't really want to go there again. That doesn't really make any sense.
He hasn't been in a feud with Styles. He's been in a couple matches with Styles, but not a feud. But
yeah, and maybe that's another way to elevate. NXT. Yeah, someone from NXT probably, but maybe that's another way to elevate the guy, right? Like to put him over AJ Styles at one point. And then maybe you think about pivoting during Royal Rumble season or WrestleMania season with one of these baby faces from NXT, somebody who's ready. I don't know. I don't even know who's ready down there right now.
I will tell you who. Carmelo Hayes is phenomenal at what he does. He's great. North American Championship title reign, and I do expect him to have an excellent fucking match with Cameron Grimes, who him in himself, he's also I'm a huge fan of fucking.
They're both great. Yeah, they're both great. I agree. Yeah.
If Cameron Grimes gets called up at any point in time within the next year, I'd say Cameron Grimes is my guy.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think potentially there's room there to have to make a star. Use Austin Theory and his long title reign and being boys with Vince McMahon to make a star. I think that's a good way to go with it. So give me Austin Theory on this one for sure, 100%.
Yeah, we're Austin Theory across the board here. I don't want to fucking talk about this match, but it is confirmed. Bobby Lashley versus the Nigerian Great Khali, Omos, and MVP. This is a 2-on-1 handicap match. Where's the noose? Where's the noose? We got a noose over here. Hey, Thunder, where's the noose? I don't know. Where's the bleach? Dude, I hope this is the fucking end. I want this to be the fucking end, dude. This should have never even been a thing. Should have never even been a thing. Now, the match at WrestleMania Backlash was a lot better than the match at WrestleMania, so I'll even give them credit there. Omos actually did a move. He did more moves than just a fucking punch or a clothesline, so I'll give him just a fucking pubic hair's worth of credit there. But dude, I just want this shit to end. We need to get Lashley away from this shit. Let's get Lashley against Theory. Let's get Lashley's a babyface. Let's see what Lashley in Theory can do. You gotta do something with your fucking mid-card championships. Gotta do something. And the brand split's essentially over, right? They're having Talon appear on Raw and SmackDown. Maybe let's get Lashley over to SmackDown. What can he do over there? Let's see him fight Ricochet for the Intercontinental Championship. He's an admirable babyface right now. Why don't he admirably challenge Ricochet to a very good match? Do something with him. Well, I don't understand how Omos has survived all these budget cuts. I don't, dude. What is so special about Omos outside of the fact that he's 7'4"? What is he? What the fuck can he do other than yell at the microphone?
Do you want me to answer that? Because I can answer that.
Yes, yeah. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but say it anyway.
Well, they've all signed off on him, right? Everybody has up and down the entire chain of command, right? Vince has signed off, Bruce Pritchard, Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, this guy, that guy. They've all said yes. Kevin Nash has gone on record saying that this guy's got it, right? And they intentionally have him work like that.
What an idiot.
They intentionally have him work that punch kick style. You know, he's got some of the Undertaker's moves. He adopted the snake eyes and the big boot, right? I think they're slowly rolling this guy out so we can continue to get more and more reps in there. I think they see future, like, you know, of course he's never going to be a great worker in the ring. I don't think that's ever going to be in the cards for him to like put on a 5-star Dave Meltzer classic. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
He can't fucking move. He can't move.
I know, but a lot of that again is intentional because he's working that giant style. That guy has a lot more ability than I think we realize, right? Because he was an athlete. If I'm not mistaken, he was a basketball player, I'm pretty sure. And I think we'll see more out of him in the future from a perspective of what he does inside the ring. Right now, the whole point is to make Bobby Lashley as big of a babyface as possible and to set him up to challenge Roman Reigns for that belt. I do believe that Roman Reigns will probably beat him, but I think that's a marquee main event WWE match that they see in the future is Roman Reigns defending against Lashley.
Dude, do not put that shit out there in the universe, bro.
What, Lashley and Roman?
Help me.
Lashley versus Roman? You don't want to see that?
No. Lashley and Roman. I thought you were talking about Omos versus
No. Lashley. No. I said the whole point of this.
I was getting scared there,
bro. Feud. No, the whole point of this
Lashley
feud is
and Roman.
the whole point of this is to make Bobby Lashley as big of a babyface as possible, right? That's why I think he wins at what pay-per-view back? Hell in a Cell, right? Hell in a Cell. I think he wins at Hell in a Cell in this.
Got a fucking pay-per-view we were talking about over here.
Yeah. And I think there's a possibility that Omos ditches MVP because I think MVP has almost run its course, honestly. That's at a certain point in time, and maybe Omos goes off on his own and they take him off TV for a little bit, repackage him, find something else for him to do. I think they see long-term potential, right? Like I think all these rosters need a giant. Even AEW has their giant now, and I think this guy might be their guy. This guy might be their giant.
Satnam Singh is not getting in the ring. He's there to be a bodyguard for Jay Lethal.
Not yet.
I will never ever see Satnam unless he's fucking wrestling like Kenny Omega. I am not going to see anything in Satnam Singh.
Not yet.
You know what I see in Omos whenever I look at him? You're talking about long-term potential. You know what I see long-term with Omos?
Go ahead.
I see the fact that he's going to give me long-term cures to my insomnia. That's pretty good.
Nice.
You know what we're going to call him right now? We're going to call him Slow Moss. We're calling him Slow Moss.
Again, there's something to that style, man. Like many big men over the course of history have talked about how they've been able to do more in the ring. And, you know, an old veteran said, slow down, young guy. Big Show used to do top rope fucking moonsaults and shit, man. I don't know if you remember this, but Big Show used to do missile drop kicks and moonsaults off the top rope when he was in WCW at 7 feet tall, 480 pounds. And he did that in the WWE a couple times too as Big Show. He freaking went off the top rope. And as soon as he did a drop kick off the top rope,
Should have always been doing that. Would have.
But as soon as he did that in WWE, you never saw him do it again, and that's because they said, "Dude, no, you're not doing that." Kevin Nash, he's a notorious 5 moves of doom guy. Like he's the first 5 moves of doom. You know, that's Kevin Nash. And could he have done more? Absolutely. Did he have to? Nope. He worked the big man style, and I think that's why we're getting what we're getting out of Omos. This is how he's being told to wrestle.
Holy shit! I can't.
They're constructing his matches like this on purpose.
I don't know what
it's not all on the guy. You're saying that it's him. Like
I'm saying no, it is all on the guy, dude. It's on the guy in WWE. WWE is foolish for investing their time in him as a wrestler, and he is just a god awful fucking wrestler.
Well, dude, at the end of the day, again, they are telling him to work this style. Like whoever's the agent for these matches is telling him go out and do this. If they told him to go out and exchange holds with Bobby Lashley and to put him in an abdominal stretch and all these different holds and to do superplex and all this crap, he would do it. He would do it.
Drew McIntyre is a big guy, and he is not working that style.
He's not as big as Omos, dude.
He's 6'4", and listen, he's not 7 foot tall, but he is 6'4". He is 260 plus pounds. Keith Lee is a big guy. Will Hobbs, Luchasaurus, they're all big guys, and they can do shit.
They're not giants. They're not giants.
It doesn't matter, dude.
It does, dude. I'm saying there's a giant.
To be a giant, you don't need to be 7 foot tall.
Yeah, you do.
You don't need to be a great Khali.
Who are the? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Who are the giants? Who are considered like in the national basketball? Do you watch basketball, the NBA? Are you familiar with like the all-time greats?
Dude,
okay, so but some of the greats of all time are like Shaquille O'Neal, 7 foot tall. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7 foot tall.
Shaquille O'Neal moved better than him, and he isn't even a fucking wrestler.
Of course he did.
Better than Omos.
He's Shaquille O'Neal. Of course he did, bro. Of course he's gonna move better.
But if Shaq did better than him, and he's not even a pro wrestler, then that goes to show you that Omos sucks horse meat dick.
Maybe he does. Maybe that's part of his diet. I don't know. But at the end of the day, remember who is making him wrestle.
Hold on. Did you just say maybe that's part of his diet?
Dude, people, have you ever seen that?
That almost went over my head
stuff, there. Bro. Maybe that's his trick to being so big and jacked and being so tall as he eats what'd you say, horse dick meat? Yeah, maybe he said. Whatever he said, yeah. I'm just saying, cut the guy a little slack because he's got the checks from everybody up and down the ladder, and he's being told to work that way. That's all. And he's being told he's not being charismatic too on purpose. All of this stuff is done on purpose, bro.
Unless I see him actually move like a Keith Lee, I'm not giving this guy credit.
He's never going to move like Keith Lee.
Then I'm never going to give this guy credit. This guy sucks.
Keith Lee is 6'3", 350 pounds, bro.
Doesn't matter. He weighs just about as much as Omos. And if he can do the shit that Omos can do, you don't need to be 7 foot to be a giant. I'm never giving this guy credit, dude. I'm sorry. You can think however you want. You can give him credit all you want. I will never give this guy credit. This guy is an abomination. But I got Lashley too. We're Lashley across the board here for sure. This match, not confirmed yet, but I would like to believe it will be confirmed at some point. Well, first things first, we got 9 people rocking and rolling in the chat. Earl Cole's actually in the chat. Shout out to Earl Cole. We got Peanuts, Courtney, Holland, Dee, DJ Sums. So you guys are awesome. Greatly appreciate you joining us here. Not as big of a stream as we normally have, but let me tell you something. For a Tuesday, I would say it's pretty damn good. I think we just hit 10 watchers. So for a Tuesday, it's pretty damn good. If you haven't liked the stream, share it out on social media. I know Dee did. I know Jay already did. Please do that. But this match, like I was saying, not confirmed yet, but I'd like to believe it will be confirmed. Shinsuke Nakamura and Matt Riddle versus the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. I'd like to believe it will be confirmed based on what happened on Raw and how the Usos got disqualified and they lost the championship contenders match. Listen, it somewhat makes sense because of Nakamura and Riddle's partners being injured by the Usos, and they're looking for revenge. But again, dude, this is the same shit that they were doing before they unified the titles. Makeshift fucking – they got no fucking tag teams. They really don't. Now, could it be a decent little match? Yeah, it could be a decent match. But again, man, I really do not expect anyone to. I think that the Chicago crowd's going to be dead for this match. They were half dead for it on Raw as well. I honestly believe this crowd's going to be very lukewarm. The only matches that they're going to give a shit about, I'm going to tell you right now, the only match that they're going to give a shit about are the Judgment Day match, the women's triple threat match, and then Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. That's it. They're going to be dead for everything else, which is unfortunate. But again, they don't care. Without Roman there, they just don't fucking care, man. Could it be a decent match? Like I said, yeah. And for their sake, I hope it's a decent match because I love all four guys. All four guys are excellent performers. But again, man, it's just the same shit. WWE, they just shit all over tag team wrestling at any given opportunity. Meanwhile, look at AEW's tag team division. They got every fucking big name tag team under the fucking sun, and anyone could take those titles off of Jurassic Express. They're doing some of the best work of their career right now. Could be the Hardys, could be FTR, could be Team Taz, could be House of Black, could be Blackpool Combat Club, could be Death, could be anybody. You got nothing like that in WWE. I don't know who the fuck's going to take those titles off the Usos. They're going to end up botching the Usos just like they're going to botch Roman's title reign as well. I'm going with the Usos. If this match is confirmed, I got the Usos in this one. No reason for the Usos to lose the titles. Matt Riddle's absolutely going into a match in Las Vegas with Roman Reigns. And if I'm booking this, I would absolutely give Matt Riddle the win there. Whether he's fighting for one of the titles, if he's fighting for one of the titles, there's a better chance that he could come out victorious. But I would actually do it for both championships. And if he's fighting for both championships, then there's a better chance Roman's going to win that. But the world titles need to be unified right now. They should not be defended separately. Same thing with the tag team titles. So I'm going with the Usos here to retain if this match is confirmed. Let me hear it.
Yeah, Usos all the way here. You're right that it does make sense to team up Matt Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura. They've got a few things in common, right? They both come from NXT. They're both kind of like favorites of the fans as far as work rate's concerned. I know I've been a Nakamura fan for a really long time. They seem to have chemistry as well, right? So I think it makes sense. I do think that the story makes sense here, and I think the match is going to be good. It's just the Usos right now. I think WWE is really pushing to solidify them as the greatest WWE tag team of all time. I think that's something that they're trying to do, and they're going to be pushing very hard now and into the future because, like you mentioned, bro, there's no freaking tag teams, and that's their fault, really. Like that is the fault and the malfeasance of WWE's creative.
Fired the Good Brothers, fired FTR, fired Hawkins and Ryder. They fired Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. They fired everybody, dude. Fired AOP.
Yeah. Even they had that young tag team in NXT, they MSK.
They fired Nash Carter unjustifiably because of that bitch Kimberly.
Yeah, just because of some stuff he did 10 years ago or whatever, however long ago it was. Stupid, right? And those kids have massive potential as a tag team. So the future of tag team wrestling looks really bleak in WWE. I don't know where they go from here after this match. You know, it's just sucks, dude. It just sucks. And AEW's on their way to making trios titles, right? Like that seems to be where they're heading. They're also going to have a trio.
When we get House of Black versus BCC, I'm telling you, it's going. If the House of Black versus Death Triangle was great, and that match I think may have outdone Shield and the Wyatts from Elimination Chamber. If we get House of Black and BCC, it's going to be a fucking match of the year candidate, hands down.
Oh yeah. Don't forget, man. You've got the Young Bucks with whoever, with Adam Cole, with Kenny Omega. You've got Adam Cole with the other Undisputed Era guys. You've got so many.
Jurassic Express.
Yeah. And dude, speaking of that, while we're talking tag teams, you mentioned Jurassic Express, how they're on such a good run right now. I think I'm probably of the belief that Christian is going to turn on them at some point, right?
Oh, no, absolutely. I've been calling that. I said that the tag team title reign, the fact that they're winning the tag team titles, this will inevitably enhance the heel turn. This is absolutely going to enhance the heel turn because after we get the lucrative tag team title reign between Jurassic Express, then we're going to be talking about singles runs for them. Luchasaurus as TNT champion, Jungle Boy potentially as TNT or a world champion. It's going to happen at some point. So
and back to WWE on the same point. Wouldn't it be interesting if Christian went back to WWE and joined Edge's little faction and they had another run?
I can't see it. What they're doing with him in AEW and the fact that he's put on some fucking bangers in AEW. That match with Adam Cole was fucking phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, and he doesn't wrestle as often. He doesn't wrestle as often as he was, right? When he first came back, he was on like almost every week, and now he's slowing it down a little bit. He knows that
He
he's
wants
got
to
to
help
pick
get
his
Jurassic
spots.
Express over.
Yeah, pick your spots, But I think eventually Christian versus Jungle Boy is going to be an awesome match.
He's still in good shape too.
Yeah, dude, totally.
50. He can still move around.
Yep, it's food, bro. It's all boils down to his food. He's talked about it before, how he got his diet on point, had it really regimented and focused in on the exact amount of nutrients that you need to build muscle, and that's all it is. That's Edge too. That's a lot of these guys who are older compared to like past generations, older wrestlers in their late 40s and early 50s. AJ Styles, look at him, right? That's all diet and taking care of yourself. Whereas guys from the past, Roddy Piper or whatever, he wasn't looking so good when he got older, right? Because they weren't taking care of themselves. They're still drinking. They're still.
I met Tony Atlas. The dude is fucking jacked at 60 something.
Yeah, and that. And you remember? Have you seen him from like 1982?
Yeah, it was 270 pounds. He had the best double bicep pose.
Yeah.
I had biceps bigger than my fucking head.
Yeah, he was one of the all-time great bodybuilders, man, and that's his work ethic. He's unbelievable. He's also really weird guy too. I've met him a couple of times. He's a strange cat, but super nice guy. I don't have a bad word to say about.
He's a nice guy. I wouldn't say he's weird. He's just kind of very quiet. He keeps.
Well, he asked me if I had nice feet, bro, when I saw him, and I was like, "Do I have nice feet? Like what?" He likes feet. He's a feet guy.
Yeah, he did say, yeah, I'm just gonna gloss over that. He did say to my uncle though, he complimented my uncle because my uncle works out. He complimented my uncle on the shape that he's in, and my uncle's like a little bit over 50. He's jacked, dude. He hasn't taken a single supplement in his life. All natural bodybuilding.
Sick. Yeah, diet'll do it, bro. You're putting the right nutrients in your body. You're eating enough. You're eating the right foods, man. You will grow. Yeah, you'll get bigger for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, we got the Usos in this one. We kind of get a little sidetracked there, but yeah, Usos all the way here.
100%, bro.
Becky Lynch, or as I like to call her, Bimbo Lynch, after her comments on the AEW women's division. I don't give a shit if they cancel me. She is a fucking bimbo. And then we got Asuka, and then we got Bianca Belair with the hair braid whip. That's a tongue fucking twister right there. Try to say, don't fucking do that, dude. But let's fucking geek. This is a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. I think I'll hand it over to you first. I got some shit to say about this, but I think I'm gonna hand it over to you first. You've been a great guest so far. So yeah, let me hear it. Floor's yours.
Thank you, sir. And this is the match I was waiting to talk about because this ties in directly with Sasha Banks and Naomi, and this is something I haven't really talked about too much. I think Sasha Banks did not deserve to be in this position. Neither did Naomi, to be in the position to lose, to just like not even worry. Yeah, and I think this is a situation where they were lied to, honestly. I don't know anything more than that. I have a feeling they were lied to about their championship run, about the plans, about what they were expected to do, how the angle would go. Because obviously you want to keep Sasha Banks happy, right? She's the best women's wrestler on the planet. I don't know who's better than her. Don't give me Thunder Rosa, bro. Don't tell me Thunder Rosa is better than Sasha Banks, bro. But
she's not better. I would say she's not better than her. She's great, but she's not better. The only one in AEW that I would say is probably on the level of a Sasha Banks I want to say now that they got Athena, because she's my girl, man.
She's good. Toni Storm's good. There's a handful of really, really good women's wrestlers, right? But I think Sasha Banks is number one. And the fact that they did her dirty like this, and
I know people don't like her, but Tessa Blanchard's up there too.
She's one of the best in the world too. Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
She's the only one that I would actually put above Sasha Banks. I would say the other women are on par with Sasha. Athena, maybe Serena D, maybe Toni Storm, maybe Io Shirai, but Tessa's the only one I would put above Sasha.
Think of it this way, right? In the WWE, there's only one women's wrestler who's the common denominator in all of these big like matches that are like first time ever, first time this, first time that. Oh, that was the greatest women's match of all time. Yada yada yada. There's only one who's the common denominator in all of them, and that's Sasha Banks, right? Yes, first main event, and the WrestleMania main event, right? She quarterbacked that entire thing, right? Bianca Belair did not call that match. That match was all on Sasha Banks' shoulders. Nobody else put that match together but Sasha Banks. That's why Triple H tweeted at her general, because she's the ring general in WWE, and she'll go on record in saying it. And I'm a huge Sasha Banks fan. I have been since I first laid eyes on her. And I know it sounds creepy, but when I saw her in NXT, I was like, yo, she's got something. She's got that little bit of an it factor. They did her dirty, and they put them.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. Earl Cole trying to be funny in the chat. Earl, he goes, "What about Abaddon?" No, Abaddon sucks. Abaddon.
Get lost, dude. I think the character's funny, but get lost. But
he's
Sasha Banks,
dude, we all love Earl here.
I love Earl Cole. Super nice kid, man. But Sasha Banks she got done dirty here. She did everything that she carried the WWE on her back during the pandemic era. Naomi as well. Naomi has worked really, really hard. She was getting set up in a big angle that went absolutely nowhere with Sonya Deville, right? And they both went down the tubes from there. And then they get makeshift tag team. Then what happened with that entire division is a mess. And it's WWE's fault. It's their creative malfeasance. It's the fact that they don't know what they're doing in the writer's room. I'm not going to even put this on the shoulders of Vince McMahon himself, because
good word.
All right. Yeah, it's a good one. Vince McMahon isn't the one that is writing the entire show. He's got a team of writers. He's got a senior vice president of creative writing, Christine Lubrano. He's got all of these different people. Yeah, he's got Johnny. He's got Bruce. He's got all these people. And you backed yourself into a corner here now, because you're putting all of your cards on the table. You've lost two of your best women's wrestlers. Yeah, you got Kevin Dunn too. Kevin Dunn. I don't like the way she looks. I don't like her look, Vince. Get lost, Kevin Dunn, bro. But at the end of the day, they lost two of their best
on those things.
They lost two of their best stars. They lost Sasha Banks. They lost Naomi. I don't see Sasha Banks returning, as you said previously. She wants to be a professional wrestler. She wants to fucking party. I'm hearing that it's a possibility she's having some marital issues or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but if
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
I heard rumors that might be happening, that she's been partying more, that she's been exposed to this Hollywood lifestyle. She's been kind of taken into this whole different world that she never really was a part of.
That's your loyalty right there. Naomi, I can see coming back on one condition. And the only condition that I can see is if they give her the bloodline, they give her the partnership with Roman and the Usos, and they give her the win over Ronda Rousey to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, how willing is WWE to do that? I don't know. But that's the only way I can see her coming back. If not, I could see her going to AEW too.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, that would be a great way to bring her back.
Would favor great with Naomi.
Yeah, bring her back evil. Bring her back with a new gimmick, evil. Put her with Bloodline. That'd be awesome. I don't see Sasha Banks going back there right now. I think in the future, a few years down the line, potentially, I think there's room to make a big comeback and make a really big splash in 5 years or something, 4 years, whatever. If you want to, at that case. Yeah, I know. She's mad young, and it would make a huge, imagine that pop when she comes back in 5 years, right? Or whenever it would be. But at the end of the day, I think greener pastures are to go be a professional wrestler. Go work your 1 day a week in AEW, sometimes 2 days a week, right? Sometimes 3. Oh, God, 3 days a week, which is very rare for AEW. But go there, go do that. And become a professional wrestler, fall in love with the business again, do what you want to do in your time, and let WWE continue their creative freaking abomination. Now they backed themselves to a corner where Bianca Belair is going to win this triple threat match, most likely. She probably won't pin Becky Lynch, so you have she'll probably pin Asuka.
Asuka's the fall woman. It's the same shit that they did with her last year with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. It's two different women now.
Yep, exactly. They got put in between a rock and a hard place. Bianca wins. You're going to go into SummerSlam with Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch again, most likely. I think that's the only way you're going to do it.
There is one other match, and it's actually worse than Becky Lynch and Bianca from an in-ring standpoint. The only other individual that I can see fighting Bianca, if it's not Becky, would be Alexa Bliss. And you already know, I can't fucking stand that woman, dude.
Yeah, I don't mind Alexa Bliss. I like Alexa Bliss. I just like her. I like her. I think she's a good character. I think she's better of a professional wrestler than people give her credit for. But she does come from that fitness model background. She's never going to be your top star, but she's charismatic. She's gorgeous. She makes a lot of money in merch sales. You got to think of it from a business side sometimes, right?
I think she's an entitled bitch. Really do.
Ooh,
really
burn.
Do. I don't care. Well, let the stands come to me. I feed off that shit.
Go for it, man. But I'll put her over. I don't mind. I don't mind Alexa Bliss. I also saw her live one time at an NXT house show with Asuka, and Asuka beat the shit. Bro, let me just tell you, Asuka beat her up pretty good in that match. Beat her up pretty good. Where I think Alexa Bliss was actually hot after the match was over, after Asuka got the tap out, where she didn't even sell for Asuka. She rolled out of the ring, walked right to the back. Didn't even sell because Asuka beat her up pretty good. And she took that beating, right? I don't know. I've been a fan for a while. I give her credit where credit's due. I don't want to get on the bad side of the Alexa Bliss fans out there. So
I always do. I don't care. Okay.
I've been there.
I piss them off all the time. That's what I live on. I've been put on this earth to piss people off. Anyway.
There you go.
But look, I think it'll probably be the best. If they want it to be, it could be the best match that's not Cody and Seth Rollins. That's for sure. There's no way that Asuka's not taking the pin. Asuka is taking the pin for Bianca, and we're headed towards either another match with Becky at Money in the Bank and or SummerSlam, unfortunately. I wouldn't be shocked if Becky wins the fucking title back. Why? Because there's no one else. Why? And Becky Lynch, she actually may be worse in terms of selfishness and being a manipulative cunt than Charlotte Flair is. I can't even believe I'm saying that. And I fucking hate Charlotte Flair, dude.
And they don't like each other. Becky and Charlotte, they don't like each other anymore. So that tells you how their relationship went, right?
Yeah, Becky became the new Charlotte Flair. She's the discount Lady Gaga Charlotte Flair. That sounds like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings.
That's stupid. I don't know what's with the clothes too. Like I normally don't comment on wrestlers' clothes. I really don't care. Like
she ain't Seth Rollins, dude.
What is going on? She wore like the puffy shirt from Seinfeld. Like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on with you?
You know, that hair, she's got a fucking mop on her head, dude.
Yeah.
She got a dry mop on her head.
Oh yeah, she's weird, man. She's a weirdo. But yeah, I do think there's Bianca Belair is going to win, and Charlotte Flair should be coming back too for SummerSlam as well. So she'll probably fight Ronda again.
There's double whammy right there. So now I can shit on both women's matches at SummerSlam.
There you go.
It makes my job easier. We already know that it's fuck Charlotte Flair all day, every day. Now it's going to be Bimbo Lynch, 24/7, 365. Anyway, I got Bianca in this pinning Asuka. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Main event. Went through this pretty quick. Clocked in at a good time too. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. This is a Hell in a Cell match, in which I believe it should be the only Hell in a Cell match on the show. I think this is going to be a match of the year candidate. If they want it to be, this could be on the level of Edge and Seth Rollins from last year. This could be on the level of a Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. This could be on the level of a Undertaker Brock Lesnar. This could be on the level of a Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar. Get the fuck out of here with that t-shirt.
Ryback and CM Punk, bro.
Ryback has turned into a piece of shit, bro, really. But CM Punk's a great professional wrestler, but politically he's a fucking retard. But that's another conversation for another time.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't hate on him for that.
I mean, I love him. Don't get me wrong. He's the reason why I'm straight edge. Yeah. I just can't stand him.
I can't even hate on him for that for his beliefs with that stuff, because like that's his beliefs, right? We're all gonna have differences. I can't hate on him for that. He's had me blocked though now, bro. He's had me blocked on Twitter at Jay Alletto for 8 years. CM Punk's had me blocked. 8
Why?
years.
What did you say 8 years ago?
Bro, it was the Royal Rumble. It was right after the Royal Rumble, and I was pissed because I wanted to see him wrestle at WrestleMania that year. I wasn't happy with it. I thought, I didn't understand where he was coming from, why he left WWE. He's another guy, walked out of WWE. I'm done. I'm walking out. Same thing Sasha Banks did, right? CM Punk walked out. He left after the Royal Rumble in 2014. Gone. Walked away. You know what I mean? So, like, I must have tweeted something at him back then, and he was blocking everybody back then. But it's been 8 years, bro. Clear your block list. Give people a second chance, man.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see that down the line. But like for me, there's a difference between having your own beliefs and just being a brainwashed. I think he's a brainwashed zombie, dude. I really do.
Yeah. Again, also like a lot of people are just going to be like that, right? I used to kind of.
He comes from a dump like known as Chicago as well, so you already know that's the most liberal place on the fucking planet right there.
Yeah, he's into the comic book culture. He's straight edge, all this stuff. Like
that's not a problem. I don't understand where that would come in for him being a brainwashed zombie.
Because all of that stuff is, if you're into like Marvel, all of that stuff is real brainwashy. All that stuff is real.
I like Marvel. I'm not brainwashed.
I like it too. I'm not saying you're brainwashed. I'm just saying it's brainwashy, bro. I'm saying like it could have that kind of effect on people your whole life. And he's also a mainstream type of guy, right? I'm sure he watches CNN. You know, McFoley. I'm sure he watches CNN. A
My
lot of
God,
us
I
have
lost
been
a lot
able,
of credit for McFoley too, dude. I really.
yeah, a lot of us escape that kind of like mainstream corporate establishment vortex, including myself. But many people won't ever escape that. They'll be stuck in that forever. You know, it's just
It's
what it
quite
is.
sad to see great people becoming, brainwashed losers like that. But regardless of that, like I said with Cody and Rollins, it could very well be up there with some of the great Hell in a Cell matches over the course of the last however many years that Hell in a Cell has been around. It could be on the level of Undertaker, Triple H, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Edge from SummerSlam. My favorite, one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches, probably my third favorite match of all time. My third favorite match of
Nice.
all time. Shocking, but yeah, it is. It was a fucking great match. I think I
It
may go
was.
watch it.
It was really good.
That was
Yeah.
my first pay-per-view too. Very first
Wow.
pay-per-view, SummerSlam '08. Loved
Interesting.
that pay-per-view. But
Wow, my first one was probably 20 years before that, 25 years before that. That's so crazy, man.
right? But I've been loving this feud. This feud has been easily the best thing in WWE all fucking year. Even better than what Roman Reigns is doing. Even better than what he's doing. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, they have knocked it out of the park every single chance that they got, especially after that brawl on Monday. Excellent segment between those two. Cody Rhodes, we will give WWE their credit. Cody Rhodes has been booked picture perfectly thus far. How long will that keep up? I do not know. We're going to have to wait and see. I'd like to hope that they don't botch him. They can't afford to fucking botch him, because if they do, then it's pretty much over for them. No other star is ever going to go over there. But regardless, I think this is absolutely going to main event the show. Easily should main event the show. Easily is going to be the best match on the show. Easily could be a match of the year contender. And I think that I'm looking at a match that's going to be on my top 10 at the end of the year across all of professional wrestling. So I'm going with Cody Rhodes to win this. He should easily do so. The interesting thing about it is, where do you go with either of these guys afterwards? I would actually love if AJ and Edge ends before SummerSlam. I would like to see AJ and Rollins going to SummerSlam, and that could be a nice undercard match. I don't know, maybe Cody wins Money in the Bank. If Orton is not up to code for SummerSlam in his match with Roman, I'm going with Cody winning Money in the Bank and cashing in RVD style and beating Roman Reigns at SummerSlam in the main event. That's how I'm doing this. Those would be my two routes for both Rollins and Cody Rhodes to go. You can also have him in Money in the Bank as well. You can have him in Money in the Bank too. Rollins obviously would be great Money in the Bank. I think Rollins has become a phenomenal performer. He's doing the best work of his career right now, so obviously he will go down as one of the greatest of all time. I'm telling you, man, one of these days, I know it's probably never going to happen because he's a corporate dick rider now, but I'd love to see Rollins in AEW, dude. I'd love to see him in AEW just because of the matches that we could potentially get. And the reason why I say that is because, dude, he's pretty much done everything. The only thing that Rollins could do right now is go to NXT UK and win the NXT UK championship from Ilya Dragunov. That would be a great fucking match in its own right. Dragunov is a fucking beast. I'd love to see that, but he's done everything, Rollins. He's pretty much done everything there is to do. He could retire tomorrow, go into the Hall of Fame. We'll see what happens there, but I got Cody Rhodes winning this. Match of the year candidate on the way. Cody wins the main event of Hell in a Cell. What say you, sir?
Well, outside, I want to just touch on your Rollins to AEW thing. Like, you got to remember, too, if you look at AEW and now the fact that they own Ring of Honor, Seth Rollins, former Ring of Honor world champion. I was actually at that show when he won it. I was at a couple of the times where he almost won it, probably should have won it, but didn't. I don't know, you probably weren't watching Ring of Honor in like 08, 09, maybe
No,
2010.
I just got into wrestling at that time.
Yeah. So there was, I'll just get into it real quick. They kept, and this was Adam Pearce was the booker at this time, right? And Jim Cornette, I think too, or mixture of both, whatever. They kept that carrot dangling in front of like Seth Rollins, Tyler Black winning the ROH championship for so long that it just became way too much. Like, it was one of the rare times in wrestling where you're like, all right, is it going to be this time? Is it going to be this time? And by the time they finally gave him the belt, he was on his way out to WWE almost immediately. So like, it would be interesting to see him go back there to outside of the WWE realm, because he literally is like a Ring of Honor Hall of Fame type guy. And all of those dudes are wrestlers that he's worked with in the past, right? Like in his run. But, back to the match here. I'm with you pretty much across the board. It'll be one of the best matches of the year. Cody Rhodes is going to do something crazy. I don't know what it's going to be, but he's going to want to leave him.
Rollins could do something crazy too.
Yeah, totally. And I think maybe they might go up top of the cage. I don't think anyone's getting thrown off or any of that shit, but I think they might go up there maybe. Cody Rhodes is going to do something nuts. We saw what he's done in AEW, going through that fire table, which was the worst fire table bump I've ever seen in my life. Going, off the ladder with that Sammy Guevara stunt, flipping off the top of the cage, all that stuff, man. I think he's going to do something to make this match very memorable. I think it'll be one of the best matches of the year. I think Cody Rhodes absolutely wins. He has to. And again, you mentioned Money in the Bank, as you should have. I think Money in the Bank is going to be absolutely stacked this year because it's rumored Roman Reigns isn't going to even be on that card, right? He's going to be off at Hell in a Cell. He's going to be off for Money in the Bank. That's the rumor right now, right? So
he's going to be on Money in the Bank is Roman. He's
I'm
fighting
hearing,
Riddle.
I hear he might be off. I hear he might be off the show. Booker T just said
I
just heard Booker T and his boy talking about it before on the show.
I don't listen to Booker Moron. I don't listen to him.
I just turned it on, right? It was on my feed. I turned it on for a few minutes. I heard them say that he might be off that show as well. Maybe. I don't know how true that is, possible. But if he is off that show, I expect Money in the Bank to be as stacked as we've ever seen it. All the big names will be on it, in my opinion. So that'll be real telling on what their future plans will be. I wouldn't be shocked to see somebody totally outside the box win Money in the Bank, but I do think they'll go with somebody who's kind of a little bit predictable. Like you mentioned, Seth Rollins would be awesome if he's stalking Roman Reigns with a briefcase and just being creepy and weird.
I'm going with Cody.
Yeah, Cody too, man. That would continue Cody's winning streak. He should have won Money in the Bank in 2013. I was at that show.
Easily, dude. They fucked over.
I was there.
Damian Sandow. I love Damian Sandow too.
They did. He should have won. Cody was over. Everybody wanted Cody to win that match, right? Everybody was like, Cody. It's like, dude, this is the time. I'm so happy he's getting this run right now. I'm so happy that Cody's back. They're treating him the right way. They're doing it the way that Vince McMahon knows that he has to do it, right? You have to make him a big star. If you don't make him a big star, then Chris Jericho's not going to come back ever. And you would like
Jericho's retiring as an in-ring performer there. Jericho's only going to come back to WWE for the Hall of Fame. He's retiring. He's retiring as an in-ring performer over there.
You never know. Never say never.
The only individual right now that I can see going over there if he doesn't reach a deal is MJF. And I don't expect MJF to be treated as well as Cody. He's going to be a shell of his former self if he goes over to WWE. You can't MJF. You can't expect him to cut those scathing promos that he cuts on AEW television. Everyone's a fucking pussy that watches WWE, minus you and me, of course.
Of course, yeah. But again, you can't botch Cody, right? If you get Cody wrong, if he's in the 24/7 title picture or something, then no one's going to jump. So you need these guys to jump. And again, you'd like to see. I'm sure Vince and WWE would love to see Dean Ambrose back under their umbrella as well. And a lot of these guys, I think they'd like to see back eventually, right? That's why you cut all those wrestlers. So one day bring Bryan Danielson back into the fold or something,
Stupid. You could easily build new stars. They refuse to do so.
Yeah, you could, right? And that's what they're trying to do with NXT 2.0. But again, you're going to WWE's
only 5 stars on that show. Only 5 new stars.
You're going to need
Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Solo Sikoa. That's it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're going to eventually need to go back to the well, right? That's what happens in wrestling all the time historically. So they're getting Cody right.
Really going to be a big star wrestling in her fucking pajamas. Holy shit.
You're gonna get Cody right. You're gonna get Cody to go over here. He's gonna win. It should be a fun, happy end of the show. That's really it, man. I think Cody Rhodes wins. I think what they're doing with him is great, and I think I expect to see something huge out of Cody Rhodes in this match.
I do hope we see some blood from Cody. I do hope we see some blood from Cody.
I don't know.
I think Rollins is definitely going to do something crazy too. Rollins, he ain't no pussy. So he's a pussy on social media, but he's not a pussy in the ring. He's a fucking psychopath.
He took Rey Mysterio's eye, dude. He took Rey Mysterio's eye, bro, and Aleister Black's eye. And he took a lot of eyes, dude. He took a lot of eyes.
I remember that great eye for an eye match, man.
Oh yeah, it was so good. In fact, that they felt the need to vilify AEW's women's street fight that was bloody Meanwhile, you're going to vilify that in the media, and then you're going to have Rey Mysterio's little eye pop out of his head 6 months or whatever, a year before that. Come on, guys.
Not only that, but they also glorified Becky Lynch with a broken fucking nose in the crowd. Yep. They also had, obviously, besides Rey Mysterio getting his eye pulled out, they had fucking Shayna Baszler bite Becky Lynch in the back of the fucking neck.
Yes.
And they had Brock Lesnar bust open Randy Orton and Roman Reigns the hard way. They cracked their fucking skulls open. Oh, but that match on Rampage was so fucking. That was actually one of the best women's matches in AEW's history thus far. Yeah. Love that.
How many times you seen Stone Cold Steve Austin with the bloody face over the years? You've seen that 1,000 times.
Steve Austin.
That was the open
with the bloody face.
Yeah, they're hypocrites, bro. They're hypocrites. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think we're going to see something real crazy out of Cody Rhodes, and I'm excited for it.
I hope so, man. But that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I'd like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video, whether it be Earl Cole, whether it be Courtney Holland, whether it be DJ Sums. Earl Cole, do not take offense to you're not a pussy, Earl. Relax yourself. Relax, all right? Relax. Me and Jay are having fun over here, bro. Relax. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. We got a decent turnout tonight. Pretty decent turnout tonight. Pretty lively chat, I would say. DJ Sums, Earl Cole, DD, Courtney. They really kept it. Even Peanuts. My B-Tunes Peanuts. He's a good brother of mine. We got a lively chat tonight. So pretty decent turnout for a Tuesday, even though I don't normally go live on Tuesdays, but I greatly appreciate every single one of you, especially with NXT going on right now, but it goes to show no one watches NXT. But I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you tuning into the video, and I hope that we get another great turnout for Thursday as well, because Thursday I will be going live for the rundown for NXT in your house at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be flying solo. Hope to see you in the chat too, Jay. Saturday, some more announcements. Saturday, we got the LFU. We're going to talk about MJF's sit down with Tony Khan. We're going to talk about various other reports, including. Let me take a look. What else we got over here? Oh, we got the fact that the WWE Women's Championship tournament for the tag team titles reportedly is dead in the water, according to Mr. Earl Cole. He gives me a lot of great reports, so shout out to him. We're going to be talking about that plus so much more. Check out all the links in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. Jay Alletto, one more time, where can we find you on social media?
Boom. Thanks again for having me on the show. It's a pleasure and an honor, and my Tony Atlas story was true. I don't care what you say, but that was true.
I didn't deny
I didn't deny So anyway, you can follow me on social media at Jay Alletto. You can find me all over the place. JayAlletto, Jay Alletto. Find me at Twitter. Find me at Facebook. On YouTube at PWP Nation. Also at PWPNation.com. You can find all my stuff, everything at PWPNation.com, which someday I will do something with again. But right now, I'm focused on being the best damn referee I can be at GTS Wrestling. And I just got to say, if anybody watches GTS Wrestling, I'm tired of these big MFers, these gigantic, gross wrestlers beating me up after the match, man. Enough. Keep your hands off the referee.
Every time?
Bro, I'm getting my ass kicked in almost every episode, and I'm not having fun doing it. It's starting to get annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. But thanks, man. Thanks a lot for this.
Maybe I should come down there. Maybe I can give you some assistance.
No, that's what I need, bro. I need assistance, But anyway, thanks again, bro. I appreciate it.
I greatly appreciate you. You have been one of the best guests I've had on the show. Greatly appreciate all the effort that you put in to this show. Greatly appreciate your analytical takes and your very knowledgeable takes on professional wrestling. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again very, very soon. He's Jay Alletto. I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown, and I will catch you on Thursday for The Rundown for NXT in your house. And remember one thing, people, and I'm going to ask Jay Alletto the question. Jay, who runs the IWC?
I do. No. You do, bro. You do.
Who?
You run. DJ Storms runs the IWC.
Who but DJ motherfucking Storms? You already know it. I'll catch y'all later.